Hey there, welcome back to The Magic in the Music. I'm Jen. Well, it's happened, folks. Annual passes are back at Disney World, and unfortunately, this much-awaited news has been overshadowed by some pretty big price increases that came with it. Today we're going to break down the details, costs, and get a little bit of reaction from this DVC member, so stick around. So Disney World has not been selling new annual passes since the closing for the pandemic, but they have been allowing those with existing annual passes to renew their passes. We know because we did this. Our family has had gold APs and was able to renew last fall. We qualify for this pass because we are DVC Blue Card members, so these new APs will have a big impact on us, and we think that we are pretty representative of a lot of DVC members. So let's take a look at these new pass offerings. Disney World is going to be offering 4 new levels of park passes. The first one is the Disney Pixie Pass. This is only available to Florida residents. This pass is $399 plus tax or $339 plus tax for renewals, and it allows access to parks on weekdays only and excludes holidays, the last 2 weeks of December, spring break weeks, Easter, and basically any other smaller holiday. Guests may hold up to 3 park reservations at a time, in addition to park reservations for the length of stay at Disney World resorts. They do say select Disney resorts, so hopefully this includes all the Disney owned and operated resorts, but we have yet to see if there are any exclusions to this. We do think it's safe to assume that guests staying at any of the DVC resorts would be able to book their full stay because, well, they're deluxe resorts. The next pass is the Disney Pirate Pass at $699 plus tax or $594 plus tax for renewals. This pass still blocks out holidays, but it does allow guests to visit on non-holiday weekends. Again, this is only available to Florida residents. Guests may hold up to 4 park reservations at a time, in addition to park reservations for the length of stay at a Disney World resort. The next tier of annual pass is the Sorcerer Pass at $899 plus tax or $764 plus tax for renewals. This is the level that is open to both Florida residents and Disney Vacation Club members. So if you're out of state like we are, this is the least expensive pass for which you are eligible. Guests may hold up to 5 park reservations at a time, in addition to park reservations for the length of stay at a Disney World resort. This pass has fewer blockout dates, with just the days around Thanksgiving and the last 2 weeks of December being blocked out. The final pass is the Disney Incredi-Pass, which means it's incredibly expensive. It's available for $1,299 plus tax and $1,104 plus tax for renewals. This pass allows for up to 5 theme park reservations at a time, with the ability to reserve parks for the full length of your stay at a Disney resort. The 2 big differences with this pass is that it has no blockout dates and any guest can buy it. Another really important thing to note is that APs no longer include Photopass and no water parks or sports option. These have become separate add-ons. The water parks and sports option is an additional $99, as is the Photopass add-on, also $99. This is frustrating because Photopass used to be included with the annual passes, and even the top tier pass at $12.99 does not include the water park sports option or Photopass. So to get access to everything, you'd have to pay $14.99. Fortunately, in the past, you could have just one guest use Photopass and everyone else in the party can access the photos. Hopefully, this will continue to be the case. So how do these compare to the old passes? Well, your experience with these new passes is really going to depend upon which you are eligible to purchase. If you're a Florida resident and you have all of the choices open to you, it may not actually be that bad, depending on when you like to visit Disney. We as out-of-state DVC members are only eligible for the top 2 passes, so our costs have gone up about $130 per person for a $524 increase for our family of 4. If one of us purchases Memory Maker for $99, that's an overall increase of $623 for a year passes. Ouch. And you know what? I did my math again today, and I think I might not have even calculated tax. It could be even higher than that. The bottom line is our family's going to be paying a good chunk of money more to get our annual passes. So another thing to consider about this, and a lot of people have mentioned that there was not a price increase in 2020. Well, that's true. We didn't have a price increase. And so, you know, it's, if you kind of think of this being like 2 price increases, that's kind of the most rational argument I can kind of hear for the price hike, but it's still higher than the typical price hikes that we would see. So it still hurts. And taking out that memory maker, that hurts too. That was a really easy thing for them to leave in with very minimal cost to them, if at all. And so, you know, it's a little rough. So where is the break-even point for APs now? So for most people, if you visit around 10 days or so per year, the annual pass is still a better value. For us, the break-even point is at about 8 days. We typically spend around 14 days at Disney World each year, so there is still value in it for us, but it still hurts to see this big price increase. We also saw it reported that Disney has confirmed that annual pass sales may be limited. That means that at any given time, they may not be offering new annual pass sales. They did say that if you're already an annual pass holder, you will be able to renew, but in an effort to control crowds, they may stop sales at any time. That's also kind of frustrating. We as DVC members, and a lot of you are DVC members as well watching, we have invested in our ability to get these hotels, and we really need these park passes to complete this experience. So, you know, it would be really nice if they could give some kind of guarantee that we could get in there, because, you know, we are still paying our dues. We still have, you know, our stays coming up at Disney Vacation Club resorts. So, will we be renewing our passes this year? Yes, we do plan on renewing our annual passes, even though we have some pretty significant price increases. The only positive for us is that with the old Gold Pass, we actually had a blockout week around spring break, and it's no longer there. It usually didn't interfere with our trip plans, but occasionally. So we have a little bit more flexibility around that time. As DVC members, we are definitely committed to going to Disney on a regular basis, so they know they've got us. Am I happy about it? No. I am not excited about paying for these extra costs. Recently, Disney has added a lot of extra costs into their parks. First, they announced the Magical Express that's ending at the end of 2021, then increasing the DVC Blue Card minimum purchase to 150 points. That means the minimum number of points needed to get a blue card and the perks that come with it, one of which is access to the Gold Annual Pass and now the Sorcerer Pass. Then they announced Genie Plus, which essentially allows guests to pay for a fast pass-like system or pay for individual rides. Then Disney announced these new annual passes and the price increases that come with them. Honestly, any of these things in isolation didn't really bother me all that much. But you put it all together and it's getting kind of frustrating. Disney is trying to address this really common complaint that the parks are just too crowded, and the obvious solution is that you have to deliberately price people out. And that seems to be exactly what they're doing. Look, we are huge Disney fans and we're probably always going to go to Disney, but we are also planning on heading over to Universal for our trip next summer. We haven't gone to Universal since we've had children, and they're going to be opening up a brand new theme park. It's going to be even more of an incentive to go over to Universal. We love Disney, but we also enjoy Universal and some of the other theme parks as well, and this is creating more incentive for us to maybe go and spend some of our money elsewhere during our vacations. So as our children are getting older, you know, we're going to start looking elsewhere. I think we're always going to be a Disney family. Obviously, we love our DVC contracts and we love the Disney resorts, but we're becoming more content with being at the resorts more and in the parks a little bit less. And, you know, we're starting to feel like we might be spending some time in some other theme parks a little bit more often. Ultimately, I still think there's value and savings to be found as DVC members, especially if you love staying in the deluxe resorts on property. But these extras are making a Disney vacation more and more difficult for people to afford. I think a fellow DVC member that I read online said it best. they have it priced right between outrage and dissatisfied acceptance. So I guess that's where I am right now. Dissatisfied acceptance. Tell us how you're feeling about these new annual pass tiers, and most importantly, the pricing, and also how you feel about taking Photopass off of the annual passes. We would love to hear your feedback, and if you plan on renewing or getting an annual pass in the future. Give us a comment, hit that like button if you like the video, and the subscribe button so you can get more videos like this one. Be sure to check out our channel if you like Disney, music, DVC, or family fun. Thanks for joining us today. Bye, everybody.